do today.
The whole new acronym thing drives me effing bananas. Can we call him by his name?
Felger and Mazz on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
But in the end, Jaylen Brown, be careful what you wish for. You really want me to start reporting on that level? You understand? Locker room? How the organization might think about you? How the city may feel about you? How Jason Tatum may or may not have feel about you? Sneaker deals, endorsement deals, the list goes on and on. The season is over, bro. You on Twitch trying to do what I do and talking about me needing to step away. It makes no sense. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm simply making the point that it is not wise after 24 hours of having your season over in the first round for you to be coming out talking about that's your favorite season. It ain't the smartest thing in the world to do.
I just found that the most interesting cut from Stephen A.
You really want me to start reporting on that level?
He talks about, yeah, go ahead.
But in the end, Jaylen Brown, be careful what you wish for. You really want me to start reporting on that level?
How does the locker room feel about you? How does the organization feel about you? How does the city feel about you?
Great questions.
So is Stephen A. just talking out of his butt, or does he have information about how those entities feel about him?
Oh, I think he mentioned that because he's heard stuff and that he's sort of sat on already. That'd be my guess. That he's heard things and kind of let it roll. I mean, the stuff with the endorsements he's alluded to in the past. It's not the first time he's brought that one up.
So, right, as I mentioned earlier, the two things on that list, how the city feels about him and the endorsements, I think we all sort of get it. Brown's relationship with the city is going to be mixed and complicated, and, like, we get all those dynamics and all those layers. And also his, viability as an endorser is complicated by the fact that he doesn't play ball. He's a difficult guy, and he doesn't stand on convention and won't, to be a good endorser, you can't offend people. He's not afraid to offend people. So, we get all those dynamics. They're in front of us. The locker room, the organization, Tatum, do we have information on that, Stephen A.? Is there information out there to glean? Or is he just threatening? Do I want to start digging on this?
So, no, I think he's got information on some, and on the other, he's threatening. Like with Tatum, we've never really heard anything specific with those two. But if he did a little digging, has one complained behind the other's back? I'm sure.
Again, it's very telling that we have heard no support from Jason Tatum online. It's a very online world we now live in since he started popping off, since that series ended. And Jaylen Brown's jumping on streams the last couple of weekends. No support from Jason Tatum. But he's posting. His adorable son and him playing golf, that kind of thing, but nothing like, no, I stand with Jaylen Brown and I don't want to break us up or anything like that. So, yeah, there could be something there.
It's fair to read into that.
Of course.
There's a lot of tells on social media now. What you say or what you don't say. So, there you go. All right, back to your calls here on everything. Christian in Foxborough just jumped in on Wembanyama. Go ahead, Christian. What do you got?
Hey, thanks, guys. So I just think a reason why, he could, go down as one of the greats the next X amount of years, Jokic, Giannis, they never had a guy like Greg Popovich. I know he's still not the head coach, but he still lingers around the organization. So could that be a reason? Have a good one.
I was watching some of the press conferences last night, and this Spurs coach. Who's the Spurs coach, quickly?
Oh.
Mitch Johnson.
Don't know.
I watched him last night. I listened to him. His voice was hoarse from yelling. I couldn't remember his name or pick him out of a lineup. And why should I? What does coaching have to matter with Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs? Nothing. Zero. Nothing. Nothing.
Give it to the tall guys.
Nothing.
Stand there. We'll huck it up to you.
Nothing. Nothing. There's zero. All that guy can do is screw it up, like the guy here has done. Okay? Whoever that coach is in San Antonio is a giant nothing burger, unless he and the cabal of analysts who the Spurs employ come up with some harebrained idea to take the game to the next level and do some cockamamie, analytically driven plan. Otherwise, right, dump it into the tall guy. Seriously. What is Popovich's role right now? I don't know.
He's essentially hanging around the team just to help Wemby as much as he can. That was his project when he retired.
So listen, I think a key there is not letting what happened to Giannis happen to Wembanyama? How do you help him maintain his edge?
Definitely.
His competitiveness, his priorities. Giannis's priorities got all out of whack, like overnight.
How do we keep him from being an American a-hole?
Right. How do we keep him from being another spoiled American diva a-hole? And if Popovich can do it, then they're better off. But that's like, there's a physical injury. Obviously, that's a chief with Wembanyama. But then you also got to wonder about, he has this wonderful edge to him right now.
He does.
And he's kind of an a-hole, and he has this edge and competitiveness to him that's great. And we all kind of said that Giannis had the right approach too. Like
I thought he had it.
Competitiveness and fire, and he wasn't sucked down by these wrong American values. And then he adopted them and became the biggest diva out there. So how do you keep Wembanyama from that? If Popovich can help, then that will help the Spurs.
It's going to be a big part of it for sure. Again, I told you they should make it a Netflix series. American A-Hole, Season 1. Giannis.
John in the car on our goalie conversation. Yes, John.
First off, good for Stephen A. I hope he sinks his battleship and goes after him. Like, whatever they do with Swayman, they got to do it quick because there's no movement clause starts, I think, in June.
I know. Well,
so,
whenever the league year begins is when it begins. So, yes.
And they're running out of time, whatever that is. If it's 2 weeks, 6 weeks, something's got to give if they're going to do it. I'd rather trade him and add to Pasternak personally. They took him so long to get a goal scorer. But, Mike, the term is money goalie. I don't care how much these guys make. I don't care where they came from. I want the guy like Grant Fuhr, if it's 8-7 in Game 7 and they need that save, he makes that save. And a lot of these guys don't. Swayman doesn't make it. The other Finnish guy didn't make it. Rask never made it. The guy needs to make the save when it counts. It doesn't matter what you pay him.
Okay.
It's when nut-cutting time is.
Well, that's Jordan Binnington.
That is Jordan Binnington.
I guess Bobrovsky. I don't know. Like, who's that guy?
Well, he had some of that, too, with those breakaways especially.
Some. He also got benched in the middle of that final last year, I think.
Yep.
So, yeah, you want the money goalie. Who is that guy again? I think it changes every year. I think it changes every month. Cam's in Taunton. What's up, Cam?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, Mazz, I just got a quick question for you. This man that you once labeled the ultimate competitor, we'll call him Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
If Jason Tatum in an elimination game in which he was getting the ever-loving crap kicked out of him, sulked over to the other team's bench and said, I'm going to shake all you guys' hands right now. I can't even imagine the things you'd call him the next day you came in. You were wrong about Edwards, Matt. He's a loser.
Okay, I don't think he's a loser. I like Edwards. And again, how many years has he been in the league? 5, 6?
He's not big enough.
No, he might not be big enough. You might be right about that. But I also think he's getting about the stage right now where it's got to happen. Also, who's the best player he's ever played with? Karl Anthony Towns?
Yeah, or Randall or
Gobert.
So
Gobert, right?
Yeah, Gobert sucks. Please. He's a good defensive player. That's about it. So, although I did say it was a relative question, like who's the best player he's played with. So I suppose that's a fair answer.
I'm trying to give you the best I can do there.
I take that back. The way the freshman question was phrased was my fault. So I kind of jumped on your throat for that.
Thank you.
But in any case, I just don't think he's ever been with look, maybe that means he's not a true number one. Fine, could be. But he needs better than what he's had with him. The other guys that he has are, best case scenario, they're your third best player. He needs help.
Yeah, but he's ultimately a point guard, isn't he?
Yeah, he's kind of an in-betweener,
I know they're all in-betweeners.
Yeah,
all I'm saying is
I call him 1.5s, but
if he's your best player, you're not winning a championship.
it's probably right.
You got to have a little more size.
Yeah.
I think, unless you're Steph Curry. It's like you got to be special at 6'4", 6'3".
Yeah.
It's one thing, but again, Giannis, Jokic, Wembanyama now.
Yeah, definitely.
Brown, So anyway, we continue with your thoughts. There's open lines if you want them. 617-779-0985. Back to you after this.
Now, more of Felger and Mazz. Now, on the Sports Hub.
Okay, he missed on purpose, trying to get the rebound. It's fought for. Wembanyama secures it, and it's just going to throw it up court to Luke Cornett. And and the San Antonio Spurs on an epic night from their superstar. 41 and 24 boards for Victor Wembanyama. The Spurs take game one.
I mean, that's almost like Bill Russell-type numbers here. Will Chamberlain-type numbers. Shaq.
It is the first loss in this postseason for Oklahoma City.
Wembanyama game has everyone talking. Back to your phones. Jeff at work. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, guys. Is this a salary? It's for all of you, but especially Mazz. Like, I don't remember this going back with Larry Bird or Magic Johnson, or are these people getting paid so much money that they can run a team? They want to be the owner, not the owner of the team, but the best man on the team. We all witnessed this when we watch basketball games. We know who was good. I used to work with a guy named Frank, and he was kind of the same way, but I just think, well, I'm being serious. And
so, I mean, you're saying like Frank could show up whenever he wants?
Because they're getting paid too much money? I don't remember this back in Magic Johnson, Larry Bird days. I don't.
Teams catering to the star players?
Oh, they totally did, 100%.
And this Frank guy, am I out for him?
Yeah, no, again, you should have seen the kind of crap that Frank pulled.
Show up whenever he wants?
This Frank, a real diva.
I mean, who knows? He's probably banging secretaries on the roof.
Don't you feel that it has to be worse now than it was? But who knows?
Yeah, it's worse now because they have more perks, between the private jets and everything else. And, but listen, A-Rod, when he got the deal with the freaking Rangers, that was what, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, got an office in the building.
Okay.
Remember all that crap in the suite? And
yes, but that's written into his contract.
Yes.
The thing that maybe the caller's referring to is that, the stories about Giannis and the team plane sitting on the runway till he showed up an hour late. Doc Rivers not even bothering finding guys for showing up late to meetings because Giannis, no-showed or showed up so late that he couldn't find one guy, but he wasn't going to find Giannis. Just like that sort of stuff. Non-contracted perks, just waltzing around, getting to do whatever you want.
Did Lawrence Taylor ever miss any meetings with the New York Giants?
Must have.
Definitely.
Must have.
So look, and Bird, please, I'd be willing to bet that Bird showed up whenever he wanted, and they accommodated every little whim that he had. I mean, he had diva in him too. There's no question about that.
John in Wenham. Yes, John, go ahead on the goaltending.
Hey, guys, on the goaltending, the Bruins are never going to trade Swayman. Let's just call that what it is. They're not going to do it. They put their money behind Swayman, and they put their money behind their defenseman, which is the weakest defensive team on the planet right now. What the question you need to be asking is, why are they paying $11.25 million for two goalies, not one but two? When they traded what's his face back in 2024, they brought in Korpisalo. Korpisalo had $20 million remaining on his contract, and the Senators picked up 25% of that. So the Bruins are paying $3 million a year for Korpisalo.
So I meant, I got it. I meant Ullmark is who they traded to Ottawa. They have too much money tied up in that.
They totally do. It was one of the great mysteries when they made that trade, remember?
I think
we all said right away they didn't save enough.
But didn't they get a first-round pick out of it?
They might have.
I think that's because they took on Korpisalo's money. But I think I'd have to go back and look. But the long and short of it, they have too much money in net. Too much money in net.
They definitely do.
And the caller makes a good point about all the money they have on defense, and their defense is shaky.
Yep, big time.
Zadorov makes $5 million a year.
He does.
Hampus Lindholm, Charlie McAvoy. I mean, there's some money back there.
Let me find out where their defense core ranks.
I mean, look, at least Swayman's good. I mean, I'll grant you that. I mean, the role of goaltending may be overvalued in this day and age in the NHL, but he is good. I mean, I'll give you that. The Bruins D is not even good. And they're paying all that money. So, but when the caller says they're never going to trade him, he's probably right. I mean, Swayman is protection for them making the playoffs. And that is job security for Sweeney and Neely. So I'm with you. I would do it, but I don't think they will. So I would agree with the caller on that front.
Bruins defense isn't as high as I thought. It's like middle of the pack.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, they're getting what they're paying for. Frank and Wayland. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, hi, gentlemen. I'm bringing back Red Sox memories. My family was friends with Mel Parnell, and I remember the excitement on his face in 1949 when he thought he was going to pitch that final game of the year against the Yankees. And Joe McCarthy ended up having a dream and went with Denny Galehouse.
Denny Galehouse.
Frank.
That was really upsetting to Mel. I remember that so clearly because I used to sleep at his house and while they'd take me to the ballpark when I was 8 years old, 9 years old. So I have fond memories of Mel.
So, and you're still pissed off about it?
Well, I'm not. He was. I was disappointed because that was quite a turn of events, when you really think about it.
Well, Frank, there's no statute of limitations for a bad managerial decision. So
that's right. There sure is. Sure is.
So call us.
And the one thing they didn't know about Mel Parnell is he broke his finger in his left hand when he was younger. And he ended up with it not healing correctly, and that's what enabled him to throw his curveball and be such a successful pitcher.
Okay.
How do you break it? Flipping someone off?
Who the heck knows? But that's a little bit of history.
Okay, Frank, thank you.
Should have broken another one on his finger. He'd been able to throw a forkball. Can we get the web people back there to put that up on the web? Mel Parnell still pissed off.
So we're talking 1949,
77
years ago. That man's been harboring that for 70. I'm glad, that's what sports radio is for.
Hold on to something.
Bad managerial decision, 77 years later, still hanging on to it.
If we can put that in Victor Wembanyama, then we got something.
Final segment, thoughts, calls, emails, 617-779-0985. First, an update from Big Jim. We're back to the phones for the 5 o'clock hour, Mazz, unless you have a fresh thought for us.
God, no.
Felger and Mazz, 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Carrier ahead. Over the line comes Newhook. Shooting. Scores! Alex Newhook! Olé! 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 And Montreal is going to play Carolina in the Eastern Conference Final. What a playoff series. 7th goal. Scored the game winner in Tampa, and just a turnover at the offensive line, a smart play here by Carrier, and they said never a bad thing. Shoot the puck through the traffic, through the legs of Dahlin, and Luukkonen can't get a hold of it. Underneath the glove, over the pad. Best sound in the world as it hits the post and goes in. And in back-to-back game sevens, it's Alex Newhook with the game-winning goal. What a story.
Carolina's better. Carolina should win the next series, but Carolina wants to lose this series because they're Carolina. This is when they lose. This is what happens.
Yep.
They get here and lose. And so I have no faith in the Carolina Hurricanes. I don't have much more faith in the Colorado Avalanche.
Really?
I think they're sneaky chokers, too. They won their one cup.
And that's a team that should probably have another, considering the talent that's on that team.
That is a nasty-ass talented team.
They feel like a team on a mission this year, though.
Well, I've seen that before from this group. They've had, how long has McKinnon been there now? I must say it's almost been a decade. It's been like 5 years of McKinnon and Makar. Never mind Landeskog and all that. Like they've had, probably on balance, one of the best, if not the best team in the league for half a decade. They've got the one cup and the one finals appearance. They've kind of underachieved given their talent.
13 seasons McKinnon's been played.
So one final?
Yeah, that's underachieving.
He's choky. Nathan McKinnon, choky. Choked that gold medal game away. He didn't get nearly enough grief for what he did in that gold medal game, or didn't do. So here comes Montreal coming up against a bunch of teams that really in their DNA kind of want to lose. I almost want Vegas in that fight. Whoever can beat Montreal, I'm in. I almost feel better about Vegas than I do about Colorado.
Vegas would be an interesting story. They fire the coach late in the year and win the cup.
Let's do some emails, shall we, please, based on this?
Sure.
It's the Coleman Electric email of the day. Dear Felger, I really hate you. And I think Mazz is a boob.
It's electric.
The Coleman Electric email of the day.
It's electric.
Send yours to Felger at 985thesportshub.com.
Email today brought to you by Coleman Electric, a bunch of really good electricians helping homeowners just like you. When you need an electrician, you want to call Coleman because
it's electric.
It's electric, Michael. Kuhlman. Anything under the sun. Panel replacements, they're a Generic dealer, the preferred Generic dealer in Boston. So if you want a generator, Generic's the brand, and Coleman is the place you want to call. Ole, writes the emailer. The only team worth rooting for left in the NHL playoffs, the Montreal Canadiens. Vegas, eat crap for firing Cassidy and being petty about it. Plus, your stadium is too GD loud. The Avalanche, you should still be in Quebec. Plus, I'll never get over the fact that this city threw a parade for Ray Bourque wearing their uniform. The biggest loser moment during peak Loserville in Boston. Ugly sweaters. Hurricanes, irrelevant franchise with arguably the worst sweater in the sport. You should also still be in Hartford. Rod Brindamore strikes me as a bit of a dickhead. Hockey Belichick.
I was going to say, this sounded familiar. I feel like I said this earlier.
Also, nice game-winning goal you gave up, Tuca Jr. Ha, 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 ha. And when he threw his helmet like a bitch, bah, ha, 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 ha.
That was fun.
Plus, don't you maybe think that if Montreal won, maybe, just maybe, all caps, asterisk, these a-holes here would be mad about it? So they'd be a bit more serious about shaking up the core? They won't, based on Charlie Jacobs' recent comments. Nothing will ever change with the Boston Bruins. Time is a flat circle. Signed, Big Jim, XOXOXO. Big Jim Murray's rooting for the Canadiens.
Incredible, isn't it?
Disgusting.
Seriously.
Not incredible. Disgusting. How that team of all teams, the only truly hateable Boston sport rival is Montreal, because they just stand for, like, it's not just the team. It's not just the uniform. It's not just the Lakers uniform. It's not just the Yankee uniform. It's what the Montreal Canadiens stand for. Flopping, diving, calling the cops, their thinly veiled racist policies as an organization. They stand for all the wrong things. And the fact that you as a blood and, in your blood Bostonian can root for that team tells me there's something doesn't add up here, Murray.
Yeah, they don't bother me, and I'm gladly rooting for them. And there's the spite aspect too, but
spite for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you hate them so much. They're a
do.
fun team to watch.
Subject line, Big Jim hearts the Canadiens. Mike writes in, heard on today's show from the mouth of Big Jim, the Canadiens don't really bother me. They're fun to watch, end quote. Immediate grounds for dismissal. Get him, Felger. Embarrassing, lay Habs, writes Kyle. Dear Felger, great, thanks for asking. I, too, am an avid Canadiens hater. At this point, I hope Montreal makes it to the finals, only to be completely emasculated by the Avs and set their confidence back 10 years. The Avs will shred them. Kyle in Denver. I'm worried about that. Avs, choky.
But they have been a wagon since the beginning of the season. I mean, if they were going to do it again, it would be this year.
I mean, Carolina, I don't know what Carolina's point total was, but wasn't Carolina like clearly the best team in the East for much of it?
Yeah.
And Colorado's the best team in the league, wire to wire. You watch.
I just wonder what this break is going to do for Carolina. It's been basically 2 weeks since they've played that last game.
Just quick question.
I mean, it's really going to – that's a problem.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That's a problem.
They even mentioned it in the broadcast at one point last night. Like, what is Brindamore doing to keep these practices?
Right. The answer is nothing. You can't do anything.
The Bruins, when they won the Cup, I think were the only team ever to win 3 Game 7s in a.
That's right.
Right. So the Canadians have already won 2.
If Carolina can make it a deep series, it should start to add up for Montreal.
So I like Carolina in this series, and you know what? F you, Murray. I'm rooting for Carolina.
Oh,
I like that.
I think Carolina's probably going to win in 6.
Tom writes in, subject line, hate to defend Montreal, but all caps, French is their main language. Like I don't know that. Michael, Montreal wants a French-speaking coach because French is the main language for Montreal and Quebec. Really? I didn't know that, Tom. Thank you for informing me. I didn't realize that. Makes sense that they'd want a coach who can speak the, all caps, main language to communicate with all the other Frenchies. Again, I hate you for making me defend the Canadians, but I constantly hear you bring this up every time you talk about them. Nothing racist or xenophobic about wanting people to speak the national language so they can easily communicate to the fans. A longtime listener, occasional emailer, Tom. Tom, when it's an official company policy, yes, there is something really wrong with that. Really wrong with that. When they make that their official and a stated goal, a stated requirement, all things being equal, I said this earlier, all things being equal, we would want the Red Sox manager to speak English or the Bruins coach or Patriots coach to speak English, ideally. But let me ask you, Boston sports fan, if the Red Sox manager spoke no English but won you championships, would you accept him as the Red Sox manager? Someone answer for me, please.
Yeah, I think people would. Yeah.
By a overwhelming majority.
Okay, but you know what? It's an interesting question.
There'd be a pocket of 5 to 10% of freaking racists or nationalists or xenophobes or Sam the Eagle, America. There's America. You speak American. There would be that a-hole. But you're saying if the manager only spoke Spanish or Japanese or Korean, no English, but was so good that he won you championships, you wouldn't accept him? Of course you would.
Yeah.
We'd accept him and celebrate him and not give two poops what language he spoke. Montreal, the coach could win them Stanley Cups, but if he didn't speak French, he's out.
True.
You're telling me, Tom, that's okay? Because it's an official policy of theirs. It's a requirement. It's not a requirement here. The Bruins just hired a coach whose English is a second language. I mean, Sturm's pretty good with it, but I don't think he's a great English speaker. He probably speaks better in German. And Alex Cora is multilingual and all this. Like, we don't care. Ultimately, again, unless you're American, unless you're that guy, we don't care. We just want you to win. The previous Patriots coach who was here 25 years spoke English, but he might as well not have. He barely spoke. Okay, but we don't care if Bill Belichick is Croatian, American, or from the planet Ziptonia, as I like to say. He won, so we don't care. And we'd say the same thing about a Bruins coach or a Celtics coach or a Red Sox manager. Montreal, no, sir. No, sirree. The a-holes among the French-speaking community and the French media there would not accept the best coach in the league if he only spoke English. That's the way it is up there. Don't lose sight of that. So it's different up there. And if you think it's just the same, you're wrong. You're just flat wrong.
Oh, it's definitely not the same, no. And you point out that it's a requirement. But if we're having the discussion, have the Red Sox ever had a manager that couldn't speak English?
No.
Have the Bruins?
No. But
have the Patriots?
I was going to make a joke, like
Belichick joke?
Rod Rust, you know what I mean? Like, but no,
very good.
But it's just never come up. But I'm asking you.
No, I understand. What you're saying.
But
yeah,
but let's just say if. My guess is it probably happens in international soccer.
Probably
because the managers manage different countries and
move around.
So I'm just assuming that there's been a Belgian manager who managed the English Premier League team who spoke no English or vice versa. It's had to have happened. Or someone in the Bundesliga from England who spoke no German. Like, I'm sure it must. They just want the best guy. Don't you want the best guy? In Montreal, they don't want the best guy. It doesn't start with that.
Well, and also, like, I understand it's the national language there, but what percentage of the population actually speaks English? It's a lot.
And so, like, yeah, you're treating Quebec like it's not 90% French. It's my guess is it's 50-50, if not even.
That's what I would guess, too. Yeah, that's what I would guess,
too. It might not even be. It might be 70-30 English in Quebec, for all I know.
It might be.
So, you know the deal up there. You're just doing that because another thing you just can't admit I'm right about.
Well, no, I mean,
there are a bunch of a-holes about the thing up there. They want to secede from the country because of the effing language.
Yeah, so they're trying to respect their heritage. I mean, I don't really have that big of a problem with it.
Right. And so do Nazis. And
quite a leap you're making.
And so do people from the Old South. They want to protect Old Dixie.
But so if we were to have a manager here for the Red Sox that doesn't speak English, you know that you're going to get mad that people are going to find that jarring. Like, this is odd. Okay, he's helping us win, but this is a bit much.
I think we would accept it, is what I'm saying.
Everyone?
I think the majority.
No, not everyone. The 5% that's America.
The majority.
Speak American.
The majority of the community would accept.
Yes, if he
I don't
won.
think there's any question about that.
If this is the best manager on the planet and it's proven and you know it, but he speaks Korean, he doesn't speak English. And he came here and he won. Would we say, well, he doesn't speak English, so you're out? No. We would take it. Of course we would take it. You wouldn't?
I think there'd be some people who'd be kind of annoyed by it.
I know there'd be some people. A-holes.
I'll tell you, though.
I care more about what language you speak than whether you win?
So the question I'm asking is whether the teams would be willing to do it.
Okay, so maybe not.
No, I'm just asking. I'm not,
No, I'm not. And I'm just, now I'm yelling, but I'm not yelling at you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
they might not.
Like, I wonder how much of a, but again, there's no policy.
They don't make it a requirement.
No, correct. I agree. But I wonder how important it is to them in terms of selling the brand. Like, I wonder whether they'd have the willingness to do it. So it's a good question. But no, listen, Montreal's different.
Those Quebecers, they're kind of effed in the head. You all know it. They're kind of nuts. You know it.
By the way, according
There's
to
big problems up there, and they've been creating for a long time.
According to some of the old data, more than 50% of the people up there speak English. Now, a high
You
percent.
say some of the old data?
2021.
Oh, okay.
Like, I can't, it's hard to sift through some of this crap.
Yep.
But it does say that closer to like over 90% of the people up there speak French.
Okay, so and it's not just speaking. Look at their list of coaches. They want the coach to Martin St. Louis, Claude Julien. That's who they want. Who was the interim coach? Was it Mullen?
Oh, yeah, it was an American guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They blew his ass right out of there. He was struggling with the French. And yet it's not just, how they are, Murray. They don't just want you to speak French. They want you to sound like you're French, like you're from there. Nick Suzuki. I think it's Nick. I can't remember his name. The captain. They busted his balls to start learning French because they didn't like the way he sounded. That's how they're wired up there.
I think I got to buy a hat now. I mean, it was 5% for spite, but now I really want them to win.
But I don't know why you.
I might have one
because
for
you
you,
just
Murray.
don't like me because you want to bust my balls.
Yes,
but you don't believe in this. Don't tell me you believe in this.
I don't care about it.
Why not?
Because I don't. I don't live up there. This has nothing to do with me. This is how they want to run their operation in Quebec. Go nuts.
But you think that's okay?
It doesn't bother me.
That's not what I'm asking.
It doesn't bother me.
It should. It should bother you. Yeah. It should bother everyone that they do that. You can't work here because of the language you speak. It just doesn't fly down here.
No, I don't think it sends a good message either. I mean, I'm with you. Not beyond a good message. It's xenophobic is what it is. It's totally xenophobic. And you know what? If Murray deep down agrees with that too.
No,
don't let him
tell me what I think.
Murray's
What's Howie's number? Do you want to call him?
No, Howie is probably all in favor of this. Speak American. We're here. You're in America. We speak American, and that's what the French Canadians are doing.
It's true because we don't actually speak English.
Let's do the final word, shall we? Hey, it's Felger here.
Now on Felger and Mazz.
It's the final
Word. Recapping this 4-hour show in 4 minutes, which leads to the question, does it really need to be 4 hours long?
No. The final word brought to you by Town Fair Tire. If you're looking for the best deal on tires, there's only one place to go. That's Town Fair Tire. The best prices and great free services. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Today we learned, among many other things, Victor Wembanyama, tall.
Everyone's giving you the same thing on Wembanyama today. You all said the same thing about Giannis, Jokic, Tatum, and Brown. And they've all gone from title to not even getting back to the finals. Why? I think Jokic has every bit of the ability of Wembanyama. He's just like six inches shorter.
Not at the defensive end of the floor, he doesn't.
Okay, fair enough.
This kid affects both ends of the floor.
Or is that because he's a foot taller than everybody else?
Well, what? You don't count that?
He's like playing with his nephews.
So you don't count that?
It's kind of silly.
Okay, so then he should be banned from the league?
No. I'm just telling you, I don't. You said he has more ability than the other guys.
He does.
I think he's just taller.
Well, what's the difference?
Someone's just taller.
So it's God-given, whatever it is.
Okay, but that's not ability. That's a physical trait. Wembanyama's just taller. He's just really tall.
I know, but why doesn't
it kind of speaks to the silliness of the sport.
Why doesn't that count?
It does, but you said he has more ability than those other guys.
I think he does.
I don't think he does.
But there's been tall freaks in the league before that don't have the talent of this kid.
Correct.
So that tallness.
I'm comparing him to Jokic. I think what Wembanyama has over Jokic is height, length. He doesn't have greater ability. He's just taller.
Mike, he's more agile. I think he's quicker.
Because he's not as heavy.
He can probably put the ball. Okay, so he might have more discipline, might have more desire.
I mean, he should win more. I'm not, I get it. I see what everybody's saying. As usual, I'm trying to give something a little different.
I understand you're trying to give people something different. I'm also telling you that I think this kid doesn't fall into a box. That's all. He doesn't. He is different.
You also tend to get carried away with certain players, Mazz. You do.
Probably.
Yes, you do.
Am I supposed to apologize?
I'm not trying to blow you or anything.
I don't care if you are.
But you had a thing for Anthony Edwards.
I did.
You had a thing for different guy. Who was it before Anthony Edwards?
Porzingis.
Porzingis. Yeah. So Keep it in your pants. I get it. He's really, really tall.
I want to whip it out. Seriously. Porzingis was a freak, too. He should have been a superstar. I like the tall freaks. The ones who can play.
Yeah.
I don't like the ones who are just tall. Like, I'm not into Taco. What was his name?
Taco Fall.
Taco Fall.
Were you a Rick Smits guy back in the 90s?
He was all right. He was kind of a stiff.
He wasn't bad for a big.
He was a stiff. I like this guy's got real talent.